it's so much fun. It just feels like I call it Disney World for designers because it's like our happy place. Like we get to eat and drink and sit on pretty furniture and meet other designers and just talk to people and network and go to parties and go to dinners. And oh, and plus you get to like dress cute. Like everyone has cute outfits, which is kind of fun. Hey y'all, I'm Megan Moulton. Well, my first high point was in October of 2017. Market day one. Here we come. Hey y'all, found some awesome pillows. Love these. Love these. Y'all need these. I'm bringing them. And I have gone pretty much every single year since then, at least once a year. Maybe there was a time where I went twice, but now definitely we're doing once a year because I'm now going to Vegas and Dallas and New York and Atlanta. And so it's good to break it up and try some other markets. But you can't miss High Point. You just can't. It's the best. So High Point, everyone just calls it High Point, but it is in High Point, North Carolina, which is kind of in the middle of nowhere feeling to me. And the reason why they hold the furniture market there twice a year is because it still references the furniture capital of the world, but it literally was where all the factories were, like in Hickory, North Carolina, which is really close to there, and all these other little towns are all like in that vicinity. And it's where all the furniture used to be made for like everywhere in the United States. And now a lot of it still is being made there. But what they did is they opened this to the trade, market in April and October. And it's basically like this, the best way to describe it is it's like a little mini city that is only like hopping twice a year during these market periods. Besides that, it's like a ghost town. And it's these huge buildings. And most of them are like beautiful buildings. But architecturally, they're like built by these vendors who put millions of dollars into these buildings because they know that they're going to be hosting to the trade, which is like designers like myself. It's publishers from magazines and editors. It's like the Wayfair people, anyone who's buying for a huge online retailer is there. It is anyone who is in the media type industry and in the furniture industry is there. So you can think like public relations. So you've got your PR people. You've got a lot of media there all the time. You've got all the owners of the companies are there. Anyone who works for the companies are there. Basically, anyone in our industry that has anything to do with anything is there. And they put on a show. Like literally, they roll out the red carpet. They have bars set up with all the drinks you could think of, food out for everybody all the time. They're just wining and dining you. And they have their entire showroom filled with all of their product. They're always hosting events at all the showrooms. So you're usually going to be able to go to like a talk by some of the designers or like a book signing or some sort of like cocktail party. And it's a great way to just like mingle with other people in your industry, network, make connections, talk to other designers about what they're working on, how to do things, and then just see all the amazing things that we get to see. I really do love High Point, and I could just talk about it like nonstop. I just think it's so amazing. I would say my very first market when I went in 2017, I went to this little pop-up for this designer, Lonnie Paul. I believe she's in California. And she basically designed a little box of a showroom for them, just showing her fabric collection. She did this beautiful little pop-up showroom. And I just thought it was the most perfect thing I had ever seen in my life. And it was full of like blush tones and like creamy whites. And like, I remember it had that beautiful curry chandelier with like the crystals hanging down. And like every inch of it, I was just like, oh my God, I am obsessed with this. And like, I want to use this fabric on everything. And I got to meet her at the pop-up and took a picture with her, and she was so kind and she was so sweet to me, who was nobody, like, and knew nothing about the industry. But I just remember in that moment, it kind of clicked to me that like, oh, you can be a designer, but then you can also do these other cool things like what she's doing with a fabric collection. Like, wow, like that would be so cool to one day be like her. Like, I just remember being a little like, wow, I guess starstruck. Like every time we go to any market, we always have, everyone does the same exact thing, and it's so funny to me. They kind of like walk up very kind of like shy and quiet, and they're like, I'm so sorry, this is so weird, I know this is so weird, but like, are you Megan Moulton? And I'm like, yes, yes, this is my husband Hugh, or this is my design team, or whatever, what's your name, hi. And I'm like, that's not weird at all. Like, I literally don't think that's weird at all, because like I follow a lot of people on Instagram, and when I finally get to meet them in person, like I usually just walk right up and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I love following you, so fun. Like, I just come out and say it, like, because it's very obvious that's how you like know each other. And it is like weird at first because you feel like it should be weird, but it's so not weird, right? Because we all follow a ton of people and you feel like you know them. And that's what everyone says. They're like, I feel like I know you. And then I introduce Hugh and they're like, I feel like I know you too, and your girls and whatever. So it's like, it's not weird at all to us, because like that's like the whole point, is that we want people to feel like they know us, because we are trying to just be ourselves and be like our authentic selves, and so that people will see that our business is just us, like being us, and that if you were to work with us, then you're literally working with me. Like, this is who I am and this is what we're like. And so I like that people say that and feel that way, and I never want anyone to feel weird about saying, hey, I follow you. Like, that's awesome. Like, I do it all the time to people. I'm always like super flattered, I guess, and I think it's so much fun that social media connects us all in this way, and I don't think it's weird at all. I think it's actually like really cool. My favorite place at Market is the Suites at Market Square and the Antique Design Center. Like, I could spend multiple days, all day, just wandering around those two buildings. Like, so the Suites at Market Square, think like little 10 by 10 or 10 by 20 pop-ups, but there's like hundreds of them. And it's all these like small makers, vendors, typically out of like North Carolina, Georgia, kind of southeastern or up the eastern coast. And they have pillows, they have throws, they have towels, they have tableware, they have art, really cool, unique, beautiful stuff that you're so excited to discover, that you haven't seen before. That's not like a big showroom or a big building. Like, to me, that's always the most exciting at Market, is to find those kind of people. That's where we found Wendy O'Connor, who's one of my favorite artists that we represent in the shop. And she's just like one of my favorite people of all time. Like, she's so fun, and like, you can't not stop and say hi to her. Like, she's so engaging and so much fun, and just, yeah, like, love her. And it just makes, there's this realness to it too, because the owners are always there, right? And like interacting with you. And like Coley Home, that's where we discovered them when they first started. And they were just so like sweet, the mother-daughter duo, and their story is so great. And you just like wanted to support them and use their stuff. We've found so many of our favorite lines in that area. So that is really exciting for me. And then Antique Design Center, I could just wander in there. Like, I just love like looking at everything. It's really exciting if you and I could like agree on buying something, but honestly, by the time we're wandering, it's like too late because everyone like lines up at Antique Design Center like the minute it opens on Thursday at 9 a.m. and literally like clears the place out. Like, they buy everything that's good. So I feel like we kind of miss like the really good stuff. But we've come home with some artwork. We've come home with like an ice bucket, like just some like cool, like old stuff that we love. But as far as like a showroom that like literally this last market I went to, I was like just blown away. I think by like, I know how much stuff costs like to build, and just seeing the new Bernhardt building that they built, I think it's 100,000 square feet of furnishings. They built like an entire floor that's a bar and a club. I mean, it is absolutely insane and gorgeous, like drop dead gorgeous. And so my mind's just going like, oh my gosh, like to have a brand that I think they're like 100-year-old company, like founded in North Carolina, still Mr. Bernhardt, I think is still around, like one of the original owners. Like, I think seeing that building, knowing their story is like, holy moly, like that is like, they did it, you know, like they made it. Like, they're a huge player in the industry and built this beautiful building. Like, that's just really impressive to me. And that's probably their point, is to like make it really impressive, but it's really something to see and aspire towards. So we have 3 licensed collections. And what that means is that a brand like Cooper Classics Mirrors, that is also like a family owned brand that's been around for many years, that has a showroom at High Point Market, they invited me as a designer to design a mirror collection for them. So I'm acting as a guest, like tastemaker designer, if you will, that's creating my own collection. And literally, I drew out the mirrors on a piece of paper and had a lot of inspiration images from travels that I then shared with their product designer, who then took all that information. They're the ones who go overseas and source the actual materials and talk to the people that are actually making the mirror to make my design and vision come to life. I learned a lot through that process with them. And once, it takes about 2 years from like start to actually having a product. But then once your product is getting ready to ship, we then set a launch date. And it's always great to launch product during market. So we launched our mirror collection with Cooper Classics at their showroom, which is in like the main building where everyone goes, right when you get off the escalator, which is great. A year ago, I believe it was. Yeah, last October market. And so they also let us design a portion of their showroom to launch our collection in. So we went total Palm Beach, and that's when Hugh found the vintage golf cart. He restored it because we knew that when people come off that escalator, yes, the mirrors are very pretty, but we wanted something to like draw them in. Because market, I mean, you're competing with all these different showrooms. Like, how are you going to get people to come see your showroom and see your collection? And we knew the golf cart would help kind of draw people in because they would want to take a picture with it. It was just so cute and so photo op worthy. So people would come in and they take a picture, and then it's like, here, have a glass of wine, have a champagne, and then it's like, oh, look at the mirrors. So it kind of draws you in, but then the mirrors are what really catches your eye once you're in the showroom. And they were front and center. They had our wallpaper behind them, which really made them pop. We had our Mitzi lighting hung. We had a really cute little setup with rattan furniture and bright colorful rug, and it was just really like a statement in itself. Plus the mirrors are amazing and the price points are amazing. And you have people coming through like Anthropology and Lulu and Georgia and Amber Interiors team and the Wayfair team and all these people that, you know, you're hoping will want to pick up some of your mirrors for their shops. That was a really cool experience. And same with Mitzi Lighting. I mean, just feel very fortunate to have those kinds of opportunities. And I can't wait to do more. I'm super excited for this year's market because the entire design team is going, plus social media is going, plus Hugh is coming. I love that our entire team can go and experience this together. I think it really helps you as a designer to go to market and to sit on the chairs that you're sourcing or touch and feel the table that you want to select for a project. It really gives you more credibility to your clients to be able to say like, oh, I sat in this chair at High Point. It is so comfortable, because we don't have a showroom here in our design studio for clients to see what they're purchasing before they purchase it. They are literally trusting me and my team that these are good quality products. So the only way we can stand by that is by actually going to market and seeing the products ourselves in person. And I cannot stress like how important that is to do as a designer. And I've totally missed the mark before because I didn't kind of stick with what I know. And I think once you go to market a lot, you start learning your trusted vendors. And there's a reason why you use them over and over and over. I'm excited for the whole team to be there. Plus, it's just not only, I mean, we're there for work, but it doesn't feel like you're working to me. It's like, it's so much fun. It just feels like, I call it Disney World for designers, because it's like our happy place. Like, we get to eat and drink and sit on pretty furniture and meet other designers and just talk to people and network and go to parties and go to dinners. And it's just such a fun time together to be like in the world that like we love. Oh, and plus you get to like dress cute. Like everyone has cute outfits, which is kind of fun. If you're not in the industry, like I've talked to a lot of people who have gone just, with a friend or their designer friend or whatever, I feel like you would be like so lost and confused. Cause you don't, when you pick something up, it's going to have a price on it, but it's going to be like code. It's going to be like this secret code that you're not going to understand, because the vendors don't want you to pick up something and know how much it costs. Designers get a certain price, Wayfair gets a certain price. You get a certain price based on how much you buy. It's not what you would expect. It's not like you go there and you can buy this coffee table off the showroom floor for cost. Like, that's not actually it at all. Like, you don't leave with the actual furniture. You're there to see it and then source it for your design projects. Now, we do sometimes buy stuff for the shop while we're there, or like buy an antique or something like that. But now I've tried to separate where I buy for the shop separately than High Point Market. Like, go to Dallas, go to Atlanta and buy there. Because it's just easier to think about them as two totally separate things, because they are two totally separate things. But I'm also excited about, I'm on a panel with Luann Nagara. She's like my favorite person of all time. I owe her, like, she is how I know everything I do know, which is not everything. She's how I know what I know about this business, because she taught me everything through her podcast, and she is the ultimate like connector of people in our industry. Like, if you want to know how to get in touch with someone, you just reach out to Luann. Like, she will connect you. Like, she's that person that everyone respects and loves so much in our industry because of this podcast that she's built, that I'm so happy that I had the opportunity to be on her podcast as like a newbie designer. And that's still a show a lot of people listen to, and I do recommend listening to if you're just starting out, because I give like a lot of tips on things you can do when you're just starting out. But she's hosting a panel at High Point, which she hosts like a million panels at High Point. And so I'm excited to be on one with her, just talking about just business stuff. And I feel like they're always really fun when she's involved. So I'm excited about that too. Your first time you go to High Point Market, first of all, parking is a disaster. Like, it's absolutely terrible. And you have to park like a million miles away and either take a shuttle or just like pay someone random like $50 to park in their random parking lot.
It's really weird, but you finally get parked and then you like have this map and you don't really know where you're going or what's happening. It's like being just thrown in the middle of New York City and being like, what? Like, how do I navigate this? But then there's like people, I'm not kidding, like from all over the world. Like you literally see every single culture in this place. And they're mostly, I would say mostly, you see men in suits. And you're like, I'm so confused. Like, why are there all these men in suits at Furniture Market? Like, you expect to see like a bunch of girls that look like me and the design team, which you do, but mostly you see men in suits. And it's a little like, huh. So in our industry, it's still like very old school in a lot of ways. And a lot of the reps and corporate positions in these companies, these furniture companies, are men in suits. And they're like everywhere. And it's just not what you would expect. And I love all our men in suits that we work with. They're great. But it's just not I'll never forget that. Like when I first went to High Point, I'm just like, what's up with the dudes in suits? Oh my God. Like you will walk miles and miles and miles and miles. Like you think your shoes are comfortable, like your cute sneakers? No, it has to be like legit, like you would like walk half marathon kind of shoes, like those kind of shoes. And it really does kind of mess up your outfit. Like, don't love it. But Hugh and I bring the van, and I keep a clothing rack in the van, and I keep outfit changes in the van. And so if we're ever like running around market during the day and I have like a panel or something that I'm doing, I'll run to the van, I'll change, I'll put on heels, and then run to the panel and then run back and change in the van. And it's like the weather in October is like you don't know if you're cold or hot kind of weather. And like you get inside these buildings and it's like freezing. So you need a jacket, but then you get outside and it's hot. And like the weather's always confusing to pack for. Because every showroom has catered breakfast, lunch, and like dinner. Like it's like food everywhere, snacks, not open bar. Like they all have like, fun curated cocktails. They all have cold brew and coffee bars and anything you could ever think of, they are going to have it. So that they're like the best showroom and you want to visit them. So the food, we definitely get to eat really well at market, which I'm also really excited about. That I would really love the opportunity. I would say to meet probably Shay McGee. She was very influential in the beginning of my career in some of the advice she gave as being a new designer and some of the things that she did to help build her business quickly. And I know that because of Luann's podcast. She was one of the guests early on in her business. And she was so relatable. And so I think that's why I really took it to heart, because it was like, oh, well, if she did that, then I can do that, And so I did take her advice and it worked. So I really would love the opportunity to actually meet her in person and say, like, thank you for your advice and your podcast, because I literally took it to heart and did it. And she's just such a great example of hard work and determination and taking risk. And I just can relate to her a lot in that way. So it would be really great to just have the opportunity to meet her. But she was recently back on Luann's podcast, and I just listened to it, and it was really great. And she's grown so much in a short period of time, which has also been kind of my strategy. So it'd be fun to talk about that.
Okay, y'all, we are so excited for High Point. You are going to see so much content from us. It's going to be so much fun. So we will see y'all soon from High Point Furniture Market. Bye.